Okay, our guests are the Reds experts. Skinny, Dave Collins. Thanks for being here tonight, guys. Thoughts on taking 2 of 3 from the Pirates coming right out of the All-Star break?
It's a good start. It would have been a better start had they swept, and they had great chances to make that sweep. That's the disappointing part is, you're starting to run out of games. I mean, now you're down to 64 games, and granted, they're still in the playoffs. They're still comfortably in the playoffs as we sit here today. But boy, you had a golden opportunity to sweep, and that's the disappointing part about this weekend.
And now they go on a long road trip, 11 games West Coast, and Greg Reynolds will make a start on Tuesday in the first game of the doubleheader, Dave. He only has 94 big league innings. He was an all-star in AAA Louisville this year. What's the benefit he will derive from the fact that the Giants have not seen him, or this group of Giants have not seen his stuff?
He's got some experience in the big leagues, but the thing that I know about him is he knows how to pitch. He's a crafty pitcher. He makes the best of what he has. He's not an overpowering pitcher.
He used to be.
Yes,
he used to be till he blew his arm out.
That's exactly right. But he's learned how to pitch because of the injury, and I look for him to do a good job.
ERA really low, 2.4, 2.5, something like that in that neighborhood this year in AAA Louisville. We had contract gate on Friday earlier this week with the magazine article. Brandon Phillips not happy with his own contract, certainly not happy with Joey Votto's contract. Dave, did he, and I'll ask you this too, Rich, did he break an unwritten rule? I mean, for him to talk about his own contract, okay, fine. But when he went and talked about Joey's contract, unwritten rule broken?
I thought it was a selfish statement. And don't get me wrong, I love Brandon Phillips as a player. And in my opinion, he's the best second baseman in the game. He plays with great passion, great energy. But what I didn't like about it was the fact that I was hoping he would say, I'm glad they tied Joey Votto up, because he is the centerpiece of the organization, and they were able to come back and tie me up as well. I'm one of those players, one of many players who went on strike 3 times, so those guys wouldn't have to make $14,000 as minimum salary. So anytime I see a statement like he made, I thought it was a really selfish statement. I was disappointed to hear it.
Richard, first 2-part question. Was it kind of off limits to delve into Joey's contract? And is Brandon way off, considering, look, Joey was the MVP of this league 3 years ago, 2.5 years ago?
Well, he said he was lied to, and I think that's the part. I mean, I think Brandon felt that he was lied to when they said that they don't have any more money to give him, and yet then they went ahead and gave that money to Joey Votto. I don't think he should have brought Joey into the mix. That being said, it was a very honest answer to a simple question, to be quite honest with you. I do find it a bit refreshing because we're always looking for transparency. We're looking for honesty from athletes. We got it in this case from Brandon Phillips. Even though that was the case, and I appreciate it, he never should have brought Joey Votto into the mix. Now, Joey, to his credit, diffused it very much on Friday, although he was awful cliche-ridden in what he said, and he was very cryptic in saying, I've felt like that before too, and it made me think, are you feeling like that because they re-upped Jay Bruce before they re-upped you? It kind of threw a very open-ended question out there, for goodness sakes.
Dave, is this the kind of thing that can galvanize a clubhouse or tear it apart, do the exact opposite, or no big deal, water under the bridge?
I think with the character of their club and with Dusty as their manager, I think it'll blow over. I really do. I don't think it's going to have any type of negative effect.
It sounds like it, and Joey taking the high road certainly helped the blowing over process.
No question about it. Joey's a class act, and I thought he handled it really well.
Ryan Ludwig begins a 20 or potentially fewer game rehab assignment this week, I believe on Wednesday. From previous conversations with both of you, it doesn't sound as if either of you thinks he can be the difference maker, at least not for the remainder of this season. Is that fair?
I mean, he's honestly on a good team. He's a number 6 hitter. Right? He's not a cleanup hitter. He's a cleanup hitter on this team by default, for goodness sakes. That's not a knock. It is what it is. He's driven over 100 runs one time in his career. One time. It's not like suddenly this guy was going to be a 120 RBI guy batting cleanup. Brandon Phillips is actually going to be that guy the way it's going right now, the way it's trending. Look, Ryan Ludwig being back is better for this team, but I don't have a lot of hope that he's going to carry you the last 6 weeks of the year. It is better than what you've got, though.
At the very least, though, Dave, won't some other guys see some pitches now that maybe they wouldn't have seen before without him in the lineup?
Yeah, I mean, there's no question about it. I mean, he's a veteran presence. He knows how to hit. The big thing is, how long is it going to take him to get back in the fold? And he's always been a slow starter anyway. And with the time that he's missed, with the injury, it may take him a while to get going. The thing that concerns me the most, Mike, is they've got a lot of guys struggling offensively. Third base, left field, shortstop, catcher. And you can't have a lot of guys struggling like that and think you're going to win a division, because to win the division, you got to have some guys having career years, and they don't have that. And with Joey Votto not driving in runs like he's capable of, they've got a big, big problem offensively.
In 5 seconds, what constitutes a good road trip? 6-5, 7-4?
I'll go 6-5 at best. I might even take 5-6, to be honest.
All right.